It is June 1st, and that means May is done, so we are going to talk about what we did for the month of May. A lot of green sticky notes on this board, which are tasks that we've accomplished. So let's just go through a few of them. First, if you haven't, please consider checking out the demo. Go to helloao.org and then scroll down and click on the demo here icon, or link I should say. That will open up the demo here, and some of the things we've changed have been added into the demo as promised. So first, if you haven't, definitely check out the Bible locations demo, which we've improved to include locations from the Bible itself. So if I go to, I'll pick something here, I'll pick 1 Kings 10, and if we have a location, then you can click on that and you can see that location appear. And if I click on Jerusalem, for example, then here it is. We have about 3,000 or so locations from the Bible, which we've pulled from an open data set from Theographic. Shout out to the Theographic team and a few others as well. Definitely check out their work if you haven't, or contribute to it if you can. Oh, actually, I'm getting ahead of myself. We did not get that from the Theographic. We got that from the GitHub repo, the Open Bible repo. Let me find that. Oops, 1 second. Here it is. We got our locations from this data set, which we had to convert to GeoJSON. This is my shout out to any ministry watching. The more resources you can put on GitHub, on the open web, in any way that we can use, the more we can pull into this sort of a format and use it in interactive ways. And so the more ministries we can get creating resources for other ministries to use, the better every ministry on the planet will be, as Christ would have us be one in his prayer in John 17. So other changes in the demo, I think that was actually the main one. It was a pretty big one. We have made some improvements to the guessing game too, if you haven't checked the guessing game out recently. It's a lot of fun, and honestly, it's so much fun I have to play it right now, and I'll do that real quick. Alright, so we got to figure out what our verse is going to be. I'm on level 5 difficulty. I was lowered in a basket through a window in the wall and escaped his grasp. That sounds like the Apostle Paul. I don't know. Or is that could be Old Testament too. Yes, it's the Apostle Paul. It's probably in... I don't know where this would be. This is tricky. I don't think it's in Corinthians. Maybe it is in Corinthians. I mean, I guessed it was. It was 1st or 2nd Corinthians, I think, is where he was. Yes! All right. I was talking my way through it, and I got it. Now I have to find the chapter and the verse. Because I was just thinking in Corinthians, even though I said I don't think it's in Corinthians, I did think it was in Corinthians, because in there Paul talks about all of his persecution that he's gone through. And lowered through a basket to escape. What verse is that going to be? Here we go. Very last verse of the whole chapter. 33. So 2 Corinthians 11:33. Man, such a fun game. I invite you to play it because I just have fun playing it myself. Alright, so demo improvements. What else have we been working on? Let me see. If we go over here, we have been working in the lab here in Discord that anyone can join if you want to be a part of what we're working on. You can get on in here. We've been working on visualizing books and chapters and verses in our 3D format. Let me pull that up. So some of these things are going to be, the stuff you'll be seeing now is not actually in the demo. We're just using the demo as a framework to experiment with new features and stuff, because that's an easy way to do it. So this is not in the demo, but we're experimenting with visualizing chapters and verses. So here, if I click on a book and I see all the books, I'll click on Ezekiel, because why not? And now the book will open and I can see all the different chapters. If I make a selection, then I can see where I'm at. We'll probably visualize the chapters coming out the back based upon how much content is in those chapters, so that it'll be longer if there's more content, shorter if there's less content. And then eventually this will all be something that you can drag apart This will be an easy way to show as I navigate through the book what chapter I'm in, and also see what chapters other people are in. Those are all considerations that we're thinking through right now. And if I click on a new book, like let's go to Nahum, for example, then there we are. So, coming together, not perfect yet, but we are running some experiments. If you have any ideas that you'd like to share with us, hop on into Discord and let them loose, I guess. What else? We've also been working on the playlist features. So creating and sharing playlists is going to be a huge part of user-generated content, and we've been prototyping that. Let me find that. Alright, here we are once more back in the demo, but this is a version of the demo that is not live, so again, this is not going to be something you have access to right now, unless you're in our Discord channel, just clicking on the links as we drop them. But this is still a work in progress. But if I click on the playlist tool, here I have history that I can see my progress as I click on different books or as I click on verses. So here if I click on 2 Samuel, I can see everything I'm doing. If I make a whole selection of verses here, then it creates a list that I can expand and contract. And then I can make a playlist. Let's make a new playlist. We'll call it June Update. So now I'm making a playlist that I can then share with somebody. So here, if I want to make a Bible study or a lesson or use this as sermon prep, I can jump through a bunch of different books of the Bible and create some sort of thing I can share with a friend who might need it, or any other use case. And then I can expand and contract, and I can drag to rearrange if I think I want to change the order of things. And then I can just hit save, and now I have my playlist. And then you can even create a playlist and then add a playlist within a playlist. You can have multiple playlists within the same playlist. That's where we're going. And then if I want to see where I'm at, I can then, let me see here. If I want to explore, like if I want to, let me see here, see my history. So let's say I'm here and I'm looking at my history. I want to hop back to where I just was. I can click on Joel 1:13, and then it will take me back to the book of Joel and then highlight that verse for me and navigate me there. So this is a way to quickly create playlists, to share them, to navigate based upon your history, and this will all be collaborative, so you can do it with other people in the future. Still very much a work in progress, but that's that's one thing we've been working on this month. And lastly, but not leastly, we've got, let's see, we once more have a version of the demo that someone else is working on that you don't have access to, but we're working on new things here, where we are showcasing biblical data that is organized. So here I can click on like the concept of Babel, and I can see what sorts of things took place at the Tower of Babel here, what verses might be relevant to that part of the Bible. And this is all being pulled from an API that we're working on, where I can expand and collapse stuff or navigate across events, see what sorts of participants might take place in these things, or what sorts of locations there were. And there's all sorts of stuff that we can get into with this. I'll click on Bethlehem. Let's just go to Bethlehem and see what happened here. It looks like we had a few different events. The birth of Herod slays the male children, what a horrible event, but that did happen. You can see what verses happened there. If you collapse that. You can see what participants were happening there. Let's go to the birth of Jesus here. I can click on that, and let's see who took place in that story. So our data is imperfect, but we are working on pulling in a lot more information as we go across things. And this is pulling from the Theographic data set I mentioned earlier. And as an early experiment, this is showing a lot of promise as an easy way to help people navigate and explore different concepts. And that is our goal, and it's coming together here. So these tools and everything we've been working on, they're going to find their way back into what we were calling the canvas. The canvas is a 3D version of the Bible that is going to be basically a place for user authorship, a place for exploring biblical concepts. This is an old version we prototyped months ago, and we're going to get back to working on this with everything we've learned from making the demo to make this into a free-form tool that will help people not just read the Bible, but explore the concepts in the Bible and then create content in ways that none of us today can even imagine. But here I have every single word of the Bible as an individual game object. I can do all sorts of stuff, and we can use this for generating new experiences and just a whole host of stuff. So we're going to get back to working on the canvas, and we are going to work on the page, which is our 2D version of the Bible. We did make some progress with the page this month, and we'll be making a lot more progress with the page next month. And this is our Bible, traditional Bible reading experience on the web. So all that to say, just a lot more work to do across the board, but we'll be building things to be collaborative and working towards the full product that we call the Home Bible, which will be both the 2D and the 3D version of the page. We'll be working on the core feature sets we need to help you see the Bible in 2D and in 3D and begin to author simple experiences like playlists, quizzes, and all the rest. Those things are coming soon, and we'll have some early demos that you can try. I don't know when. Maybe next month, maybe the month after. We'll see. But if you follow our monthly updates, I will keep you in the loop. Visit us at helloao.org. Please consider donating if you'd like to support us. Click on the monthly newsletter, subscribe to that if you haven't, and join our Discord community if you want to get involved or help in any way. And I just pray that we can make tools that the whole global Christian church can use for the sake of the glory of God's kingdom. This isn't about us being successful. This isn't about making things that we think God needs. We know that God does not need us or the internet or any of these tools that we're working on, but we do know the heart of our Father is one that delights in seeing his children work to accomplish his purposes, however imperfectly. And so we just pray that God uses the stuff that we're doing, and we pray that we would find more people to be a part of it so that we can all work together. Thank you, and God bless. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, and you can find more information about how to contact us and get in touch or get involved in the community site. God bless.